Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Mac. I'm back. Took the weekend and had me a nice little time. Just kind of chilled out and rejuvenated myself and got my energy back together and let a little bit of stuff gather and see what's going on, man. So let's talk. Well, Team USA got, well, they said upset by France, but I don't see it as an upset. I just see it as them falling into what I predicted was going to happen. I did a video a while back, and I was talking about I think it was the 92 Dream Team, and how they didn't have any cohesion. They just thought that they were going to go out there and use their talent just to beat everybody. And the coach caught that before they went there, and he made an example out of them by using some great college players. I believe Bobby Hurley was one, Chris Webber was one, and they made a college team who came out there and put a whooping on the Dream Team to show them that without team cohesion, you're not going to make it far. And so they corrected that and they went on to do some great things. So now you fast forward to now, and we've had a couple defeats. The U.S. team did. They got beat by Nigeria. Then they got beat by Australia. And so a lot of the analysts were like, "Oh, well, we're not worried about it." And these guys are just getting their bearings to and coming up with all kind of excuses as to why the U.S. team was going to come in and dominate like they're expected to do all the time. And that didn't take place. They went out there and France really played some fundamental ball and really played as a team and really showed up the U.S. team. And this is what I expected, because like I said, these guys go out there with this attitude, and it's an age old thing that they go out there, they have this high expectation on them. Everybody's having them as a favorite, and people buy into that thing, especially these stars from the NBA. And so they go out there and they're not playing any team ball. You see the videos where they're having issues with each other. And it's just no cohesion. There's no team unity and any of the things like that. And so these guys are coming from a branding standpoint and not a friendship and camaraderie standpoint. And so it shows in their play. Whenever they're out there on the court, they're just a team full of individuals, and they're not really playing good basketball, because that totally happens all the time. You can have a team full of stars that don't play good basketball. They make good individual plays, but they don't play good team basketball. They have no harmony whatsoever, and you can see it by the defeat that they just recently took. And it wasn't the first. There was some telltale signs in the game against Nigeria and the game against Australia that they were going to have some troubles going into this Olympics. But people wanted to bypass that and just say, "Oh, they're just working out the kinks." No, there were not no working out of the kinks, because there were total links missing in the chain. That's absolutely what was going on. And I want to weigh in on some things, as far as a lot of these guys are coming off of these long playoff runs, and they're coming off of a season where it was extended and they didn't get any real rest. So they didn't even get any proper time to heal from nagging injuries. They went into this next season, and a lot of these guys that are playing now on this Olympic team went into the playoffs, and they were battling injuries the whole entire season, not to mention the COVID protocols. Then you have them battling injuries through the playoffs, and we've seen how many people failed during the playoffs, just injury wise. And so now you're going to take these guys and throw them on a team going over to another country to play in the Olympics, and you got these guys are banged up, bruised up still, haven't really had any proper rest, haven't really had any proper rehabilitation to the injuries that they sustained during their seasons. So naturally you're gonna have some guys not giving it their all, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't be giving my all in a contest that's not going to be significant to my career, specifically. Yeah, it's a good thing to win a medal for your country. Yeah, we get that. But what I'm talking about is their career. What if these guys go out there banged up and they hurt themselves in a way during these Olympics that are they won't be able to come back from, and they won't be themselves from? What then? Are they going to be compensated for that loss? I'm going to have to look into that and see if that's a thing, because that's something that you definitely have to consider as a player going over here to these games. Some of these guys might hurt you. You might just have a freak accident. Things happen. And so I'm not going to already jeopardize. Look at like KD, man. KD, we know that dude banged up. We've seen him play through injury. We've seen him go out. We've seen him come back. We've seen him endure some stuff. So why now is he being shipped all the way over there to play banged up and expected to give him 40, 50 points a night? This is crazy. Same thing with Damian Lillard. Same thing with all of these guys that are over there. Donovan Mitchell, he had just came back during the playoffs from injuries. Come on, man. What are we really doing? I mean, it's not that serious. It really isn't. And if I was those guys, I would sit down. I would let a lot of those guys who have great talent but don't really get a lot of shine and a lot of play to go and play those games, man. But if you're those big money players, you're the large market players, I would not be jeopardizing my career in the Olympic Games. But, that's just for them. Uh, to each his own, I have to say on that. Something else I wanted to talk about while I'm on the subject of the Olympics is now we have Germany, who says they don't want to wear the short unitard. They want to wear the long, well, not the short leotard, I meant to say. They want to wear the long unitard that goes all the way down to the legs, to the ankles. So, bravo to y'all, first off, for that. But my thing is this: why, when other countries complain about things that they need and that they don't feel is right, they get shunned and pushed to the side? But when these countries complain about something and actually do something about it, it's looked at as courageous and it's shown in a good light. I don't like the way that the scale is being weighed on the different countries and stuff like that. That's just my opinion. This is something that I see. I sometimes connect dots that other people don't. That's just me. You can agree to disagree or whatever, but I see um, it seems like it's a double standard. Some countries can take a stance against being over sexualized, and it's cool. And it's a great thing, and it's brave, and it's heroic. But when others do it, it seems to be a problem. It seems to be an issue, and we don't want to shed light upon that. And people can't wear a certain shirt that has a certain slogan on it at the Olympics. Seems a little sketchy to me. I'ma just say that, but I'm gonna leave that alone. And one of the reasons why I feel so heavily about this is because I stated a while back about the over sexualization of young ladies, period. And I used Tia Cooper as an example because they were just a lot of sexually suggestive stuff towards her. And I was like, we need to focus on their game and give them the respect due, and not do this thing that we always do with beautiful women who are at the top of their sports, and that's over sexualize them instead of focus on what they're really famous for. So I definitely wanted to bring a highlight to that, because you have the guys like a Larry Nassar, who's around, who's lurking in these Olympics and in these different fields where they have some pretty bad intentions. I'll just leave it at that. So we have to take these things into consideration going into these Olympic Games and being exposed to people from other countries. We don't know who's lurking around there. We don't know that. So we have to take every precaution to protect these ladies. And if they feel like wearing something sexually suggestive is not beneficial to the sport or beneficial to their performance, then why is it such a big deal for them to honor that? That's the question we have to ask. So how does this commission, how do they view women? Do they view them as objects of desire? Do they view them as respective athletes at the top of their field? These questions have to be answered because the actions are showing us what they believe about these women. So continue to watch and see how they, or if they, make the adjustments necessary to accommodate the women who have issues with what's going on in the Olympics and their commission, with the policies and procedures that they have, and some changes and reforms that need to be made in that. Let's keep an eye out for that. That's all I have this morning. Feel good to be back. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for pushing that like button. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you all. And like I say, sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.